spanning the globe. Through the power of the World Wide Web. It's Stacey and Steve's Cringe Fest. And now, here are your hosts, Stacey and Steve.
Here we go again, Cringers. I'm Stacey.
And she's Stacey.
Yep. All the way over in Delaware, Steve.
Yay.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm great. Just wonderful.
17
5 days until you're
45 and 9 seconds.
9 seconds. What time do you get in?
3 o'clock.
Okay.
In the afternoon.
Okay, good. We'll be just in time for happy hour. I'd like to get a couple pops in before we drive back to Delaware. I drive better that way.
Yeah. To the point where you ignore your blind spot monitor. Blind spot?
Blind spot. Yes.
Blind spot. And almost caused an accident.
I've never had a blind spot monitor.
Thankfully I can turn mine off because
really?
Sometimes when you're turning in two turn lanes and you're on the outer turn lane, it'll freak the fuck out. Go, there's somebody next to you. It's like, yes, I know, because there are two turn lanes. But your signal is on, so it does it.
Have you seen this internet thing where if you the Tesla with the self-driving feature or self-parking
the farting?
Oh yeah, no. If you pour a ring of salt all the way around the car or anything white, it thinks that there's a white line everywhere. You don't cross a white line, and the car just stays. It won't do anything.
The problem is like
that sounded something like some witchcraft to me. You know, like you pour a ring of salt around a witch and she melts or something.
I used to park across the parking lot from the building and back up. And the problem is the sensors will say, "Oh, there's traffic coming." It's like, yes, on the other side of the sidewalk.
Oh, the other side, yeah.
So I started parking in front of the building.
Like yeah,
it's so weird.
Yeah. All right. So, what are we talking about tonight?
We are talking about bad Milo.
Oh Lord, another intestinal exorcism.
Yep. Oh, the this one actually was what Butt Boy could have been.
It was a lot better movie than Butt Boy.
Way better. I mean, the crew itself. I mean, there are some names in this movie.
There are just a whole lot of actors you've seen in everything.
Yes, Patrick Warburton, always
Putty from Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yep, and then Bobby from Kamal Nanjiani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he won an Oscar for The Big Sick or Big Sick.
Yeah.
The true story about his wife's illness.
Well, and the best part was Peter Stormare as the shrink, because we were watching this movie on Dude Day. And there is an actor from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, right. That's funny.
One of the nihilists. So, without
the guy that I really liked, in the movie was Stephen Root. You probably have no idea who he is, but you've seen him in everything, and he always plays the same character. He's in Barry right now. He's kind of Barry's handler.
Oh yeah.
Nemesis.
He's one of those epic.
He's been in Succession.
Oh yeah.
He's in the new Perry Mason series, which is
I love the new Perry Mason. I'm so happy that they redid that, or they didn't close it down, because that was.
I like the fact that it's a little grittier, and
we can't forget Office Space as Milton.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what he's really kind of known for.
They never
and while we're talking about actors, Britta from Community. What's her name? Jillian Jacobs, right? I think that's right. That was cool. Yeah. This
has got a great cast to it. Just an amazing cast. But what's the movie about, Steve?
Oh, I don't know. All right. A brief summary. So let's see. A man has a 2-foot tall little monster that comes out of his anus whenever he's under stress, as they do. The little guy tries to eliminate the stressors in Duncan. That's the man's name, Duncan's life. Let's see. Duncan names him Milo. Milo kills his boss, his coworker, his doctor. Eventually goes after his dad. But it turns out Duncan's dad also has a little monster that dwells in his anus. Duncan tries to...
Family tradition.
It's a family tradition. Duncan tries to kill Milo, but then he finally figures out that Milo really is an important part of his life. He's been with
that, and if you cause the demon pain, you cause yourself pain.
Yeah, right. Eventually, his very sweet wife, what's her name, Sarah, reinserts Milo in a touching scene.
Oh yeah. After the two demons go at it at a party in front of a whole bunch of people.
Oh, like lots of stuff happened. Yeah,
it's funny. The murder scenes are cool. The death scenes are good.
Yeah. The kind of the clincher at the end of the movie is.
I see what you did there.
Duncan's Duncan's wife is pregnant. She goes in for an ultrasound, and lo and behold, there's a tiny monster inside her tiny baby's rectum.
Yep. Rectum. Really? And the best part is the news blames rabid raccoons.
Rabid raccoons responsible for all this mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the best. The writing's great. The jokes are hilarious.
The acting is really good.
I mean, these are a lot of intense,
Yeah.
names.
If you've seen, I think it's there.
He muted himself, ladies and gentlemen. You muted yourself.
I don't know. Am I muted still?
Well, you're fine now, but you've never done that in a podcast. That's hilarious.
I didn't mute myself.
I didn't. Did I? I can't mute you, can I?
I don't know. If you could, you would. I think you'd know that by now. Mute. I have no idea.
Mute myself.
But you can hear me, and I've got little green bars happening, so I think we're good.
So what did you say?
I don't know. Okay. I said a lot of the members of this cast show up in Party Down, which is pretty hysterical. I think it started out as like an internet series, and it's still around. Got a group of cater waiters, and it's a lot of these same people.
Well, a lot of the dialogue was improvised. That's known, which is great, because if you're gonna have these people,
what they're known for, yeah.
Go for it. Like Best in Show's another really good
any of the Christopher Guest.
Yeah. It is Milo and Ralph are controlled by two puppeteers, and the
very little CGI, right? It's pretty much all puppets.
CGI, the only CGI is the eye blinks.
Okay. Milo does blink his eyes like a Muppet.
Yeah. That's the only thing. Everything else was like, straight out. I love the touch.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I love the touching scene where he's trying to keep Milo under control and bond with him, which is the picture of what the main picture is. Is him sitting on the couch.
You mean like the movie poster?
The movie poster. Sorry,
okay, gotcha.
The movie poster is him trying to bond with him so that he stops killing people.
Yeah. Very touching.
It's so funny.
It really is.
And Yeah, you just.
I think
all the characters are just great.
This is kind of the definition of what a good cringy movie would be. It's funny, it's well done, it has a decent cast, it has a decent script, it has a good story arc.
Yeah.
And it's still just cringy as hell.
The puppets in the
I think the little loving moment when Duncan's wife reinserts Milo.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have a lot of love for.
I thought the scene with Beatrice and Bobby, Mary Kay Place and Kamali is he's hitting on his mom, Duncan's mom, and they're two different age groups and just making all these innuendos, and watch for the end, because there is end scenes where some of the improv did not get put into the movie.
Yeah. There's some good outtakes toward the end or at the end.
It's funny. The twist about the dad having one is nice. Yeah, because he's like
the little ultrasound baby.
Oh, when they go to the doctor to find out what's wrong with his gastronomical thing, and there should be a polyp, and then they do the thing, the camera, and there's no polyp. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think that they take about every opportunity to make whatever joke they can throughout the whole thing. So yeah.
No, this movie was just. I was laughing. I was squealing like a little schoolgirl. Because when we find these, and, we just, like, the one that we're going to talk about next week is one of those movies that was a not well-made movie. And, it was okay.
Which movie are we talking about next week?
Run, Bitch, Run.
Run, Bitch, Run. Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah. It was a horrible movie.
So
it was definitely cringy. It fits the criteria.
Yeah, no. But the nice thing is when we have little gems like Bad Milo and
we have
stuff,
Bad Milo sandwiched in between Manos, what do they call it? Manos cans of fruit and Run, Bitch, Run. Yeah. It's kind of nice. Yeah.
So I get giddy when I have these kinds of movies. It just makes me happy. I'm a simple person, but when I saw Patrick Warburton was in it, I was like, I am so down. I love me my Patrick. That voice, man.
Oh yeah, he's got it. He's got that. Yeah.
And I love that even though the Tick series got canceled years ago, his icon is him in the Tick suit.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Because that's actually how we ended up with Amazon Prime, because Amazon didn't ship to Alaska at that point. On the regular, there are still things that they won't ship, but on the regular, they'll ship pretty much everything now. So
you got Amazon Prime so you could watch the Tick.
Mm-hmm. Because we're nerds.
Sorry about that. I thought that show was just awful. Did you like it?
Oh, we loved the cartoon too. Just loved it. Okay. And then this remake of the Tick was awesome because it's good.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the way that they did, I don't know, the sets and stuff. They did like really nice sets, but they had to reshoot some of the things because the sets, like the outdoor scene with him and his dad, was so loud that they had to redub it.
Yeah. I think that's pretty common, right? They have to re-record things in movies because of a plane flies over or something like that. But yeah. But the production was good. The photography was good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't made for $600,
Yeah.
like.
Oh, not with those names.
Yeah.
For sure. There's no way.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's, I just, yeah.
Yes. You were saying.
Oh, I was. So
yeah.
the problem with when the shrink keeps calling, keeps saying "Hey, Slip," that drove me crazy because he kept calling Duncan "Hey, Slip," which is like it's an old English word for hazel or a valley or a hollow between two hills. He's basically calling him an old school asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Which I thought was pretty funny, but I had to look that up.
Oh, okay. Oh,
because I wrote it down, but I didn't write down because he says it like almost every other line. Calls Duncan Hayslip.
All right. Well, hey, we've got some podcast business to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We got a letter that I want to read to you. You haven't heard this one yet. We also need to talk about a special TeePublic sale. TeePublic's given us permission to cut prices on everything but T-shirts, which is really kind of nice because every other week they seem to cut prices on T-shirts.
Yeah.
Don't pay $22 for one of their T-shirts. It'll be $14 within a couple of weeks.
Who doesn't want a cringy mug or
this sale coming
case?
up, they're going to offer some pretty steep discounts on other merchandise. Phone cases, mugs, pens, stickers, stuff like that. And we don't really know yet exactly when it's going to come out. It's going to be kind of like a surprise sale. Mm-hmm. They have already happened by the time we hear this, or you hear this podcast. I think
if you keep up with us on the socials, it'll be there.
Yeah, I think it'll be after this podcast drops, and we will let everybody know on all our various social media stuff. If you're interested in following us on any of the social stuff, there's links on the show notes for this and every episode.
Added Discord.
And
I won the trivia game.
We had kind of a test this week. We set up a Discord server and we ran a trivia game. Unfortunately, we had a couple people show up, but Stacey's the only one that participated. So Stacey won. For the record, Stacey's in first place in movie trivia. She is the current title holder. Ta-da. She did.
I'm drinking water this podcast. I am not drinking alcohol this time, Cringers.
She just held up a bottle of hint water to remind me that she did have some hints, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, actually, your hints were pretty good. That Sylvester Stallone thing. It's like it's on the tip of my tongue.
Now, to be fair, I had 150 questions, and when it turned out to only be you playing, I did go through and not pick questions that I knew you would.
Yeah.
They would just make you angry. It would not be fun. All right. So we got listener mail.
Yes.
This is enticing. I mean, we don't do this podcast as a business, but if we could, I think we'd be okay with making some money. Oh, yeah. That'd be okay.
I mean, it's not regular job money, but
right. Yeah. But this was
part-time job money is good.
An enticing offer that came to our CringeFest email box, and it says, "Dear CringeFest, can I trust you, my beloved one? I need your assistance. Please bear with me. I'm writing this letter to you with tears and sorrow in my heart. Now, we've all gotten these kind of emails, right? Okay. Yeah. But I fact checked this. Everything in this email checks in a very bizarre way. Okay.
Okay.
The names, the locations, it all lines up. So whoever did this email did some research to put it together. Oh, all right, I'm going to continue. I am Aisha Muammar Gaddafi, the only daughter of the embattled president of Libya, the Honorable Muammar Gaddafi. I know my mail might come to you as a surprise because you don't really know me, but due to the unsolicited nature of my situation here in refugee camp, Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, I decided to contact you for help.
What country is that?
It's in Oman.
Do we have any Oman listeners?
No, we do not.
Okay.
No. We do have a listener in Libya, however.
Okay.
Okay. I have passed through pains and sorrowful moments since the death of my father. At the same time, my family is the target of Western nations, led by NATO, who want to destroy my father at all costs. Of course, he's already dead, but okay. Yeah.
Maybe his legacy.
His legacy, right. Our investments in bank accounts in several countries are their targets to freeze. My father of blessed memory deposited a sum of $27.5 million in a bank at Burkina Faso, which he used my name as the next of kin. I have been commissioned by the BOA Bank, I guess that means Bank of America, to present an interested foreign investor / partner who can stand as my trustee and receive the fund in his account for possible investment in his country due to my refugee status here in Burkina Faso. So it's basically got the elements of every scam letter. Mm-hmm. Everything is the countries, the names, the dates, everything is
all you have to do is the research once.
It's valid.
And then just plug and play the information.
I mean, somebody just put a little time and effort.
Do you want to hear something really funny?
Some scammer put some time and effort into this. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So mother-in-law was driving, got a phone call, thought she hung up, picked it up by accident.
Okay.
Apparently her identity was stolen.
Okay.
And there was a rental car and a hotel room, and in that property was a bunch of cocaine.
Oh.
Yeah. And they're going to be knocking on the door. They're calling her because they're going to be knocking on the
phone call. This was a scam phone call. Oh, no. Couldn't happen to a nicer person.
So she actually strung them along a little bit. She even called them back and like a couple of I love it. But I was like, well, where's the cocaine? But yeah, but they wanted her to go to Walmart and all of it. She's like, she's like, but yeah, somebody still, she thought, because at first that, but then she's like, oh yeah, no, I can't right now. I'm driving. Can I call you back when I'm done driving?
It's always fun to string one of those people along,
Yeah. But
all right, I'm going to finish this letter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, that's okay. Let's see. I'm in search of an honest and reliable person who will help me stand as my trustee so that I will present him to the bank for the transfer of the funds to his bank account. I have chosen to contact you after my prayers, and I believe you will not betray my trust, but take me as your own sister or daughter. If this interests you, please don't disclose it to anybody because of what is going on with my entire family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If the United Nations happens to know about this account, they will freeze it as they freeze others. So please keep this transaction only to yourself until we finalize it. Sorry for the lack of pictures. I will enclose pictures in my next email and more about me when I hear from you. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I went and looked up Aisha Gaddafi.
Mm-hmm.
And she is a real person. She's Muammar Gaddafi's 5th child from his 4th wife or 2nd wife, something like that. Educated in Paris. She went on and married her father's uncle's grandchild. So, keep it all in the family. She's all the time during all the trouble in Libya. She was back and forth in exile, in London and any place she went, she was eventually kicked out of. She travels in a motorcade of armored Mercedes limousines. With I think the last thing I saw was she has around 69 people in her, I guess it's her posse, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was appointed like a goodwill ambassador to the United Nations at one time, and then was just very quickly kicked out once the UN figured out who she was. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. You put in, if you type in her name, and you put images, it's all him. Like, it's all.
She's very attractive. She's known as the Claudia Schiffer of the Middle East.
Oh God! Wow.
She's got her hair dyed blonde. I think that's probably all it takes. I'm sorry, the Claudia Schiffer of North Africa.
Oh, okay.
Because of her dyed hair. She married the grandson of her father's uncle, who was also a colonel in the army.
Okay.
She's in Oman now, but she's been all over the world in exile. I just love the fact that this scammer pulled enough valid facts together to make it a little more believable than most scammer, kind of letters. And also the fact that you send somebody in the United States an email that's pro Muammar Gaddafi, that's not going to go real well. Most of us don't have a lot of sympathy for Gaddafi. She was on Saddam Hussein's legal defense team.
Yeah.
After he was arrested before they hung him. Yeah. I mean, this is a kind of.
So she's 45.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's just I'm looking at like when she was banned from travel and everything, and
over and over again, and then they'd let her travel, and she'd go do something that would.
A shoe hurling incident.
Oh well, that's what they do. They throw shoes. They threw shoes at George W. Bush when he went to the.
That was it. The George W. Bush shoeing incident.
Oh, she was there.
Wow.
She was involved in this.
She was.
Oh, so cool! Yeah. So anyway, so there's a little bit of North African politics. Our little, we try not to be political, but they keep dragging us in. What can I say?
You're right.
I'm really tempted to respond to this and just see where these scammers go next. I'll write back and say, my beloved, it is me, Mr. CringeFest. I too have prayed by on the
says the atheist.
on the on advice from the prophet Milo.
Fathered by
right.
Hey Slip.
That creeped out of my butt early in the morning and said, please help this poor woman. What else we got going, Stacye?
Oh, let's see. I talked about Discord. We talked about the TeePublic. We mentioned the next podcast briefly.
Next podcast is, remind me again.
Run, bitch, run.
Run, bitch, run. This is the one that's kind of a prequel to Nude Nuns with Big Guns, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It was in process. They were pretty much in process at the same time. One came out in 2009, which is Run, Bitch, Run. And then 2010 is Nude Nuns with Big Guns.
Nude Nuns with Big Guns is one of the movies we've hated the worst. It was horrible. It was rapey.
It won the Cringy Choice Awards. The Cringer Choice Awards.
It is among our listeners' favorites. Every week it gets a few more downloads. It stays in that top 10 list.
If you need something to help you fall asleep, this is the movie that'll help you fall asleep. I was falling asleep. Yeah, this is the one that I was falling asleep.
Yeah, and it's naked women, blood and gore, lots of gunfire, lots of murder, and that so bores Stacye that she falls asleep.
I was literally trying to. We had to pick it up the next day. It's terrible.
All right.
But I guess that's going to be next one.
We should say goodnight. What do you think?
I think we should. I don't have anything else. If you don't have anything else.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Podcasts are better when you're drinking. Just saying.
Oh, and I've been muting myself, Cringers. I'm negative still, so.
She did take a COVID test right before we podcasted because she didn't infect anybody over the years.
I've been coughing and
right out of deference to our listeners. Stacye did.
Well, I mean,
and I was on the phone with her when she took it. We awaited the results together. Now I have to know.
Well, I mean, if I'm going to be coughing,
was that one of those stick the Q-tip up to your brain kind of tests? Because we were.
No, it was a cutesy little one.
Oh, it's the easy one.
No, my very first. I've had two technically official ones, and the first one was the brainstem one.
Oh yeah, those are.
And then the second one, I was prepared for the brainstem, and they're like tico 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 tico, like the at home ones. So.
The first one I had was a drive-through that run by the National Guard, and I go and this soldier comes out with the brainstem test, reaches in my car window and sticks this thing up into my eyeball, and then says, "Okay, drive over there and we'll bring you your results. Drive over here and park, and then we'll bring you your results." I start leaving the queue, to go over to the parking spot, and my eyes start watering. I start sneezing. I was like totally out of control, completely.
Oh, I got a bloody nose from mine.
Car. Yeah, right. And I'm trying to navigate into this space with one eye closed. Yeah, those were. It would have not. That wasn't a good thing to do while you're sitting in the car. They should probably have had us get out.
Right.
All right. Drive up here. We're going to inflict some pain on you and then ask you to drive away normally and carefully.
Or like when you're doing the vaccines, I'll park over there.
Oh, yeah.
If you have any problems, let us know. And
I took a test at a drugstore at the drive-through window.
Mm-hmm.
So they hand the test out the window. This is before we got them, could get them at home easily.
Mm-hmm.
She hands me the test, and this is, drive-through window. Shows me what I need to do, and then tells me just drive around the building, and it'll be and get back in line. And then we'll look at the results when you come back through. So there's this whole parade of cars, and we're all just looping the building, with our test.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't take very long. So
you don't have COVID.
So yeah.
So
no COVID.
Expect to see us or listen to us next week. Stacey's probably not going to die.
Yeah. So, yay! It's probably just seasonal crap.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Cringers, till the next time, keep that algorithm guessing and never be afraid of clicking on that movie. Seeing if it puts you to sleep or makes you laugh.
And if you watch a movie full of gratuitous sex plus rape plus lots of murder and lots of blood and really a whole, I didn't even think about that, a besmirchment of the entire Catholic Church, and it puts you to sleep, let us know, because I want to know if there's another Stacye out there. I can't believe there is. But boy, that would be amazing. That would just be amazing. We will do genetic testing if that turns out to be true.
Sadly, our genetic testing, even though we are so much alike, unfortunately, we are not enough alike.
We did run our DNA because we do answer each other's. What was it yesterday? You told me something completely random.
I went through the freezer.
I pulled a frozen bone out of the freezer to make something with, and I had done the same thing like 10 minutes before.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bone, really? First off, who keeps bones in their freezer?
Ham bones.
And then we both have the idea of cooking with them at like the exact same moment. 3,000 miles, 4,000 miles apart. Yeah.
Thanks, Sammy.
But we are not
saying goodbye.
All right. Good night, Sammy. Good night, children.
We love you, Cringers.
See you next week. Keep up with us on the social media. That's the fun part for us.
Oh yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone.
No.
Stacye and Steve's Cringe Fest is a production of Howard's Day Old Clams. Like, share, and review us on your favorite podcast service. Our music was composed by Tony Longworth. Email us at sscringefest@gmail.com. Text us or leave us voicemail at 401-400-2096. I'm Hal, your announcer, wishing you peace and love.